guys, it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I share my recovery journey from my eating disorder and my life on this channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Let's get it. Anyway, for this week's video, I'm going to be doing my 10 things that I gained from gaining weight. So let's do it. Number 1 is happiness in life. And a lot of you are probably like, yeah, of course you gained happiness in life. Or some of you might be like, how were you happy? What? When you're in an eating disorder and when you're in a place of starvation and super duper restriction and unhappiness, you need to gain weight. Yes, I know that some people with eating disorders aren't necessarily emaciated and need to gain weight. Some people are in like a normal healthy weight or whatever. But I was not that case. And so by gaining weight, I gained my life back. I gained happiness back. I can do so many things I was not able to do. I want to do a lot of things that I had no energy to do when I was smaller. I actually enjoy doing things. I'm a lot more go with the flow. I feel like I am more chill when it comes to things. I'm not as rigid with my schedule and my structure of how I do things and how my day goes because I gained weight. I don't really know how to describe why that did that for me, but there was something with being super emaciated and small that when I gained weight and weight restored, I gained my life back and I gained happiness with that. Like, I'm truly happy. Not all the time. Yes, I do get sad. Yes, I do get upset and stressed sometimes, but I'm truly happy inside. And you could say gaining weight saved my life. Number 2 is I gained the feeling of no longer being cold all the time. When I was very, very small, I was always freaking cold. And I know that that's something that's very common with anorexia, to be cold all the freaking time when especially if you're emaciated, but also just cold all the time because you're not eating enough. So your body is not nourished enough, so it has nothing to heat it up. And so by gaining weight, I am no longer cold all the time. I still get cold. I still definitely am always going to be a cold-natured person, someone who's generally cold rather than hot. But I'm not cold all the time. I don't walk around freezing all the time, which is so nice because I used to walk around like that all the time. And I used to think that that was normal until I started gaining weight and until I weight restored and realized, oh, it's not normal to be cold all the time. It's actually good that I'm not cold all the time. And so that's something huge that I really, really gained, and I'm glad I have now. Life is a lot more enjoyable when you're not freezing all the time. Number 3 is curves and shape. Because I was emaciated and all that, was very underweight, I had no shape. I was literally like a straight pencil, really, really thin. I had no curves, no shape. Clothes just kind of hung off of me. And since gaining weight, I have shape. I got that booty. I got those curves. And I like them. I like the way I look a lot better than when I was really, really tiny. And that's something that I really struggled with when I was first gaining weight and never thought that I would come to a place where I could say I like my curves, because I really liked the way I looked. Or at least I thought I liked the way I looked, but didn't really when I was really tiny. And then I started gaining weight and I was like, wow, I'm hot. What? I like my curves. I like that my clothes actually fit me and they're not just hanging off. I like it. I feel like I look a lot more my age. I feel like I just feel good and I look good. Number 4 is the ability to love myself. I'm not fully there yet, but I have that ability. I'm no longer so consumed and wrapped up with food and losing weight and not gaining weight that I actually have the capacity and the mental space to work on loving myself and accepting myself. I didn't have that before because I was so consumed with thoughts about what I was eating, how many calories I eat in that day, how many calories I need to burn off, what am I going to eat next, how much did I weigh this morning, okay, I need to make sure I weigh this much later. All of those thoughts were so consuming that I didn't have time, I didn't have room for love or acceptance of myself. I don't know why I paused there. Wow, I'm out of breath. Not out of breath, thirsty. Anyway, I was so consumed with those thoughts that there was no room. But, like, the thought and the feeling of trying to love myself and accept myself would try to push itself into my head, but it would just get thrown right out because there was so much negativity up here. There wasn't room for that. But now there is, and so I've been working towards that. Number 5 is freedom around food. That is something huge that I honestly, when I was in the depths of my disorder and beginning of recovery, I never thought I was going to get to a place where I could eat what I want, eat when I want, and be okay. And I am there. I'm not going to lie, there are still some foods that are a little uneasy, and there are still some foods that get me from time to time. But it's what you do with those feelings. If you don't give into those feelings, if you don't give into those thoughts, those actions, or whatever, that's freedom around food. Working towards total freedom where I don't feel anything like that. And for the most part, I don't. There's like a handful or less of foods that get me that way. And sometimes they don't. It's very luck of the draw. But I have freedom around food. I can eat differently every single day, and it doesn't bother me. And I used to have to eat the same exact way every single day, except for dinner. But everything else had to be the same every day, because it was safe. But now I literally will eat what's available, and that's just so freeing, and it's so nice when you're in a relationship to not be so structured about what you have to eat, because life isn't made to be eating the same thing every day. It's just not possible because life moves and goes and is crazy and changes and whatever, that you can't expect to eat the same exact thing every day. And so it's very, very freeing. Very, very freeing. Number 6 is freedom around time. This kind of goes in with number 5, but I used to, in the depths of my disorder, I used to be so rigid around time. And I think I've talked about this in a video before. I used to only allow myself like 2 to 3 hour windows for each meal time I could eat. So breakfast had to be between 7 and 9. It could be earlier, like 7 and 9 is breakfast. Lunch had to be from 11 to 12:30. Dinner had to be from 4:30 to 6:30. And there was no budging. And if I woke up past 9:30, I would just skip breakfast and wait till lunch. Or if I ate breakfast and then got busy and forgot to eat lunch by 12:30, I just wouldn't eat lunch. I just wait for dinner. And that's so unhealthy thinking because my body wanted food and my body needed food, but I wasn't giving it to it because it didn't fit in those times. I had to learn that my body is not a clock. Your body is not a clock. Nobody's body is a clock. Your body is not a machine. It's not something you plug a bunch of things in and it just poops out or whatever. Yes, you poop, but that's not the point. The point is your body is an experience. You only get one body. And you have to treat it kindly. It is so smart and it's not going to screw you over in any capacity. So just give it what it wants. Give it what it needs. You need to be eating. That's how you keep your metabolism going and moving. And no, I'm not a dietitian. No, I'm not a nutritionist. But I'm just saying what I've learned and read and known and figured out throughout my own recovery of what you need to do to keep your body and your metabolism going. Because when your metabolism slows down because you're not eating enough and it shuts down, you start actually gaining weight because your body's holding on to everything you're eating because it goes into survival mode. It doesn't know when the next time it's going to get food, so it holds on to everything instead of just like digesting it normally like it would if you constantly are putting food in your body, like you should. And so freedom around time has been really nice for all different things, especially being a college student. Like recently I've been getting up like 9:30, 10, then eating breakfast. Sometimes I don't get up till 10:30 and then I eat breakfast, and it's just been so freeing to be able to eat breakfast. And then if I don't have lunch till 2, that's okay, and then dinner at 7, it's okay. Or like, but like I just don't even think about time. I'm kind of at the point in my recovery where I just eat when food is ready. Like, I eat when I'm hungry and I eat when food is ready. So, like, even if I eat lunch at 2 and my mom makes an early dinner at, like, 5:30, I'm still going to eat it because it's ready and I'm going to eat it. It's not going to kill me. And that's something that was really hard for me, and it took me a while to get over. but I just kind of jumped in head first, not really realizing I was challenging it, and then I ended up overcoming it, which was crazy, but it feels so good to be free in that aspect. Number 7 is freedom around exercise. I love this. When I first started recovery, I was told I couldn't exercise right off the bat, and so I went like 2 years without exercising. Before I started recovery, I was exercising so much. I would eat very little, go run, and then come back and eat very little. And that was terrible. I was killing myself. I'm free with exercise now. I go when I want. I don't force myself to do anything I don't want to do. Yeah, I don't force myself to go when I don't want to go. I don't do things I don't want to do. I only make sure I'm going for the right reasons if I'm going to do it. And I always make sure I eat before and after. And it's just so freeing having that motive. I actually want to eat before and after because, man, I'm hungry. Number 8 is the ability to actually love others. It kind of goes into the ability to love myself because I was so negative up in my head and I couldn't even spare a little chunk to start loving myself and accepting myself. There was no chance I was going to have room to love other people. Yes, I would say I love my parents because you love your parents no matter what, or I love my friends because you love them. But actually loving a relationship love, boyfriend, all that, no. I had no caring for that because all I was focused on was myself and losing weight and making sure I wasn't eating too much and making sure I was exercising off everything I was eating, making sure I was going to bed the same way I woke up as. I didn't have the capacity and the mental space for that. And that's one of the reasons I never had relationships my whole high school career because I was so tiny and I was so focused on myself that I didn't have time for that. That's been really freeing, and I actually have a really healthy relationship with someone right now, and it's so nice because I can go to him for accountability. I can go to him if I need help with something. I can go to him just to talk and vent, and he's just always there, and he just cares about me so much, and it's just a really, really good thing that I never thought I would get because of where I was, and now I have it. Number 9 is a purpose to live and a strive to live. Before, when I was very, very tiny and I wasn't eating and it was over-exercising and before I gained weight and everything, there was no purpose to my life. The only purpose to my life was to lose weight and become the thinnest I could be and to take up the least amount of space possible. To get attention, I guess. I don't know. But that wasn't really a purpose. I was never really happy. I never really was striving or enjoying life. It was just kind of I was just dreading each day before it even started. But now, I love each and every moment. And yes, I have my moments where I struggle and I have sad and breakdowns and all that, but that's normal, especially the time we're in right now. But for the most part, I try to enjoy each and every moment of my day, and I actually have a purpose to live the life that I missed out on for so long. And it's just such a good feeling. And the last one, number 10, is confidence. I'm still working on this one, just like I'm working on the fully loving myself one. I have gained the ability, I've gained confidence back. I was not confident in myself at all. And yes, I'm still working on this, but I'm still a whole lot more confident than I was when I was in my eating disorder depths. I was not confident then. I would put on 10 outfits. Even after I picked out my outfit the night before, I'd put on 10 outfits in the morning because I always felt like I looked fat. And I would always wear pounds of makeup because I felt like I had to hide myself. I always had to make sure I did myself up because I couldn't slack off and just wear a t-shirt and shorts. I had to look good. And then going throughout recovery, I gained that confidence back and realizing no one really cares. And if they do, who cares? If all that I needed to worry about was my opinion and if I was comfortable and if I was happy and if I was feeling confident in what I was wearing and what I was doing and all that jazz. And so that's what I've worked on. And right now I'm in a pretty good place with that. I'm still working on body confidence and loving myself fully in that sense. But we are in a lot better of a place than we were before. And because of everything that I went through, I have the capacity and the strength and the energy to put my time into focusing on loving myself and building up my confidence even more because I've gotten rid of all of the other stuff that was blocking its way. Those are my top 10 things that I got from gaining weight, that happened to me, that changed, whatever you want to call it. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was inspirational. I hope this made you guys want to gain weight and made you want to recover, because you see that, like, oh my gosh, like, that stuff can actually happen, because it can. I'm a living, breathing example in case that it can. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know what else you guys want me to do. Make sure you check out my previous video down below. And I love you so much. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, stay strong, stay motivated, my queens. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.